Hi, welcome to the vlog. My name is Elena. I'm a librarian, and I'm also a notorious fall hater. These are the exact colors that I'm going for. And read something from the fall TBR list. The emotional damage of From Blood and Ash. Kidding, I'm just kidding. I don't hate fall. I just think summer is the ultimate reading season. But I know for a lot of you, for Erin, fall is peak reading time. Don't get me wrong, I like fall, especially all of the yummy fall flavors. I like being cozy, of course, but summer is my true peak reading time when your schedule is slow. It's so hot outside that you don't want to do much besides just sit around and read all day, or at least that's how I feel. But I do get the fall hype. So for this vlog, I'm going to try to combine some of the coziness, the best aspects of fall with summertime. It is the last week of summer for me right now, and I really want to spend this whole week reading and immersing myself in these book worlds. But I thought it would be fun to start dipping my toes into fall. By that I mean I'm going to try to bring some of the cozy elements, the best parts of fall, into summertime. So in order to accomplish this goal, I'm thinking I will bake a fall dessert this week, start a bit of fall decorating, and generally try to embrace the coziness. And of course, get a bunch of reading done. So let's go ahead and talk about the books that I will be getting through in this reading vlog. I'm halfway through my August TBR, and there's still a ton of time left in August. So I'm going to read 1 or 2 books from that August TBR, and then I might incorporate something else. We'll just see how it goes. I'm going to be starting out with From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I know this is like a super romantic-y classic. I mean, this is for the Sarah J. Maas girlies, and I've never read it, so I'm feeling like it's time. And then I also want to get to Thorn by Intisar Khanani. I have had this on my TBR for so long. I'm so psyched that my TBR game picked this for August because it's time for me to check this off and find out what a goose girl is. And then I do plan on choosing a third book, probably one from my fall TBR. Erin and I just filmed an extensive fall TBR video. I'm talking many options in that video. So once I finish these 2, I'm just going to see what calls out to me from that fall TBR. But I will be kicking things off with From Blood and Ash, and I am so psyched to get into this. Personally, I am an ACOTAR fan, especially A Court of Mist and Fury. The second book in the ACOTAR series is outstanding to me. But Throne of Glass, I read the first 3, and I don't know. I wasn't as into it as ACOTAR, and I never finished, even though I know I'm told it gets better and better as you go. Maybe I will go back to that series at some point. But that should kind of tell you a little bit about what kind of a romantasy reader I am. I think I could be really into this, or it could be a total flop. So we'll find out together. From what I know, this book is about Poppy, and she holds a special place in society known as the Maiden with a capital M, and all of the implications that go with that. So Poppy is the Maiden, and no one can touch her. No one can even look at her. Like literally, she is like untouchable by society. And I think she feels very trapped by that, sort of trapped in her role. I'm unclear on what the Maiden actually does. She's supposed to do something called ascend. I don't know what that means. From what I know so far, Poppy needs to let loose. Poppy needs to live a little, okay? And that's exactly what she's trying to do, I believe. She gets assigned a bodyguard named Hawk, and I think the romance blossoms between her and Hawk with an E. I know this book describes itself as high fantasy, which I'm very into high fantasy, and to me, high fantasy is associated with other magical races like elves or werewolves and vampires. I'll be interested to see if any of that is present in this book. And I have no idea about the spice level. Is this book spicy? I don't know. I probably should have looked that up going into it, but too late now. We're just going to jump in and see how this goes. So I'm starting off this vlog with a cozy reading session, and I'll check back in once I've made it a little of the ways into From Blood and Ash. All right, it's the next day. I have a reading update. I'm getting into the fall spirit a little bit. It's gloomy outside today, which does kind of help, you know, like it's rainy, it's dark, it's kind of moody, it's not too hot. The high temperature is like 80 degrees, like 80 degrees. I got 150 pages into From Blood and Ash yesterday, and I'm very motivated to continue this book today. I do have some initial thoughts. Overall, I really like it so far. The pace is good. It's fast paced, but it's not too fast. It's not like Fourth Wing crazy fast, you know? Do you want to sit with me? Good boy. I will say the beginning was kind of like an info dump. Like the first chapter, I was kind of bored. She was just like looking around, thinking to herself about the way things are and why this is happening and who's who and stuff, you know? And it's like a little bit dated, in my opinion, of a method to get your world building done. But once things started actually happening, the pace picked up quite a bit, and I think it's been solid ever since. I do like Poppy. She does seem very capable, and a problem that I often have with romantasy, I really dislike when I'm told that the female protagonist is like strong and she's a badass and she's a warrior, but then we never really see the evidence of that, you know? And for Poppy, she does seem very capable and smart. She thinks things through, and she's not willing to just accept whatever comes her way. And I like that about her. But I will say it's a little odd to me that all of Poppy's internal dialogue is like, no one's allowed to talk to me, no one's allowed to look at me, I'm being kept in isolation. But it's like not really true. Like, I don't know if I'm just being unfair, but from where I'm sitting, Poppy does whatever Poppy wants. I mean, she gets away with a lot of stuff that she is not supposed to be able to do. I feel like I would buy her internal dialogue more if it was more along the lines of, what else can I get away with? How far can I push things? I just find it weird how she keeps saying to herself, like, I don't get to talk to anyone. And I'm like, bitch, there's like 10 people that you've talked to already. And most of those people you're actually allowed to talk to. The repressive rules thing, I'm not really feeling that yet. Another thing that I'm kind of about is some of the names. I mean, sometimes these romantasy names are just so cringy. The love interest, his name is Hawk Flynn. Hawk Flynn. It sounds made up, which it is made up, obviously. You know, Jennifer L. Armentrout made it up for her character. But it's just like, I don't know. It's not my favorite. And also, okay, so there's like a rebellion going on, right? There are people that don't agree with how the kingdom's being run, and they're called the dissenters, okay? Tell me why it's spelled dissenters, like descending, and not dissenters, like RBG, I dissent. It doesn't make sense. It makes me feel like she's misspelling it. I know she's not. I get that it's like a stylistic choice, but I don't like it. I think it's dumb. But the world building is very good. It totally has me intrigued. There are definitely some other races here. It's kind of hard for me to tell. I mean, definitely there's a werewolf situation, but then there are also other magical beings. And then there are the Craven, which at first I thought were vampires, but now there are the Atlanteans, which definitely sound like vampires. So the Craven are, what are they, like zombies? Or like vampire thralls, maybe? I'm still a little unclear, but I like that. It's keeping me interested. I want to figure it out, solve these mysteries, understand all of the magic in this world. And Hawk is hot. Weird name aside, I think their chemistry is excellent. They've got a little bit of that classic romantasy banter going on. Not the best banter I've ever seen, but good. Definitely good. I buy it. I would be into him. I kind of love when the love interest is someone that all the other ladies are also noticing. Like, everybody's into this guy. You know, that's how you know he's hot. So yeah, so far so good. I'm gonna sit here and read, get myself set up with a little ambiance, and jump back into this book. It's day 3 of the vlog, and I'm about to go do some fall decor shopping. I barely have any fall decor due to being a fall hater. As I've stated, I typically start my Christmas decorating October 1st, but this year I'm gonna do a smidge, okay? I'm doing a smidge of fall decorating. And I'm not gonna lie, the past 2 days of this fall themed vlog have been cozy as hell. So I'm about to go do some shopping, and when I get back, I'll do a little haul for you. I have a small reading update. I'm doing pretty good on this book. I've got about 150 pages left of From Blood and Ash, and I really like it. It's fun. Is it mind-blowing? No. Is it my favorite romantasy ever? No. But the pacing is good. I like all of the characters. So yeah, you know, I'm into it. I'm still so curious about a lot of things. A lot of things still have not been explained. And like I said, there's only 150 pages left. So I'm hoping for some reveals pretty soon now. Poppy doesn't seem too concerned about how many things she doesn't know or understand. But to be fair, she is distracted. The girl she is down bad, okay? It is wild. So, you know, I get it. Speaking of which, some very small, mild spoiler, but I will just give you a heads up in case you want to jump ahead 10 seconds. I'm to the point where there's a little journey ahead of us, and there's a one-horse trope. I haven't gotten into the journey itself yet, but I'm far enough to realize there will be a one-horse trope, and I love the one-horse trope. You know, I like one bed as well, but one horse makes so much more sense to me than one bed, because one bed, like, you know, you could just scooch to either side of the bed. You know what I mean? But one horse, no, you gotta be. So I did pick this up in audiobook format from the library. So that was a nice score. And I'm going to listen to it while I do some shopping, but I don't want to get too close to the end in audiobook because I do want to finish reading in my physical copy. You know what I mean? But just to get through, you know, 50 pages or so, I think would be great while I'm shopping. So I'll meet you back here for the haul. I'm home. I have stuff to say. I know that some of you watching this have read From Blood and Ash, and you probably realized what part I was at in the last clip right before I left to do fall decor shopping. And I do have a haul. It's a really good haul. I'm going to get to that in just a second, but first I got to get this out, okay? Those of you who have read From Blood and Ash, you know what I just went through, okay? Possibly an unfortunate point to switch to audiobook. Shit is hitting the fan with the plot. Things are happening. I'm not pleased with how things are happening. I feel fired up, honestly. I still have maybe 50 pages to go in the book, okay? And a lot can happen in 50 pages, and a lot better happen in 50 pages because I am not pleased right now. I have a rant inside me about this book. I'm not going to go into it because it would be massively spoilers. If you guys want to hear my spoiler thoughts on this, let me know. Yeah, I have thoughts. I have stuff to say, but I can't say them. Okay, I mean, that's all I have to say about that. I'm sure it's fine, I guess. I'm sure it will turn out okay. All right, we got to move on. I got to clip this to me somehow. Let's do a haul. I did pick up a bunch of awesome items. Sorry if you hear sniffing. Mr. Crazy is down here. Okay. haul time. I followed my plan exactly. I only picked up a few things from a couple different stores, but I definitely think this is enough to kind of get the ball rolling on the fall decorations here. I'll start with what I am most excited about, which are these thrifting finds at Goodwill. I found these adorable glass canisters. I feel like this was such a score. Thrifting can be so hit or miss, as I'm sure you all know, but this was such a hit. It has vegetables and artichokes. I guess artichokes are a vegetable, and mushrooms on it. It's sort of like summery and fall-ish, which is perfect, right? $2.99. I mean, what a steal. There are quite a few mushrooms represented in this haul, and I know I know mushrooms are a little overplayed now. Erin is probably going to watch this and think, that's too many mushrooms, girl. But there was just so much cute mushroom stuff. I can't help it. I like what I like, okay? I also went to World Market, and I got this cute little garland. And it has fall leaves on it and mushrooms. But the colors are perfect, right? I think this is adorable. It's like these are the exact colors that I'm going for. If you are one of those people that likes to get their Halloween decorations early before they sell out, World Market, it looked like they had some cute stuff going out today. I also picked up this fake plant. It is a mini rubber plant, a faux mini rubber plant. I think it's cute. Nice little terracotta pot, and sort of like the leaves are turning, you know, for fall. This was $12.99. And then I couldn't resist this. It's a snail. Look at this guy. Oh, his little smile reminds me of Doomslug a little bit from Brandon Sanderson's Skyward series. I mean, it's not like Doomslug, but you know, snail, slug. He's cute, huh? He's got little leaves on his shell. Yeah, I just thought this added a little personality. Okay, and then from Target, I did pick up a few more faux plants. I got this one. Kind of hard to show you because it's really big. Erin and I were at Target the other day, and we both had our eye on this. And then I went back and there was only one and I bought it. So I think it's nice. And then I also got this little guy. I just love a faux trailing plant. I might put this in like a little basket I'm about to show you, or I might just sit it on its own or put it in another pot that's like maybe inside a pumpkin or something. I don't know. But this will definitely find a place inside my home. And then one little one. How cute is this? It's just a little guy in this like apothecary looking jar. If you've been at Target, you've seen all of these, I'm sure. Perfect for fall. I also picked up 2 candles from Bath & Body Works. These are my favorite fall scents from Bath & Body Works, and I get them every year. One is Leaves. This smells outstanding. Like, this makes me get it. It says golden nectar, red apple, and clove spice. I definitely smell the apple. It is juicy. And the other one that I always get is Sweater Weather. This is like a scent that unlocks memories for me because I've been buying this scent for years, and it takes me back to falls of my past in a good way, you know? It says juniper berries, fresh sage, and eucalyptus. I can't really describe this scent, but it smells good. Okay, and the last spot that I hit up was Michael's Craft Store, and I just got this fall bouquet. How pretty is that? How pretty is that? I think these colors are just to die for. It's so vibrant. And I also got 2 little picks that are mushrooms. This is the last mushroom thing, okay? But I think they're cute. I could probably put these with this. Oh yeah, actually, did I do that on purpose? And I also picked up this basket that looks like an acorn. How cute is that? I'm kind of picturing this with like some trailing faux plants coming out of it, like some vine situation. For the record, I cannot have real plants in my house because number 1, I cannot keep them alive. And number 2, my cat, Athena, will eat them. She will destroy them. And I adore her and she deserves to do whatever she wants. So in this home, I just don't bring real plants in. So that's the fall decor haul. I'm psyched about this. Now, I have got to go finish From Blood and Ash because I can't just leave things where they stand right now. I just can't. I've got to figure out what's going on. I will give you my final update either tonight or tomorrow morning. And then I may or may not start Thorn tonight as well. Let's first gauge the emotional damage of From Blood and Ash. Check in soon. What? No. Y'all, I don't know. I was really into the book until the plot started getting crazy. No, that's not even the issue. I really don't like where things are headed. I did not like the very, very ending. I don't know. Look, I realize a ton of people love this book, and I think I get why. But I don't think it's for me. It's not that the book is bad, but there's almost nothing I can say without spoiling it. So, I don't know. There are things that we look past at times when we're reading these romantasy books. In ACOTAR, Rhysand is 500 years old and Feyre is 19. But like some of the stuff in here is icky to me. I don't know. I think it's a personal thing, just not my cup of tea. I'm going to end this here. This is already somewhat deranged. I'm going to go ahead and just give myself the rest of the night to just move on from that. And tomorrow I will start Thorn and we'll see if we can, get this vlog back on track. I'll see you tomorrow. I still don't know how I feel about From Blood and Ash. Setting that aside and moving on to Thorn, the next book in my TBR for this video. This was written by Intisar Khanani. It says, one princess, two fates, one impossible choice. I do have some more information on Goose Girls, but let me not get ahead of myself. This book is a fairy tale retelling about a princess who is betrayed by one of her servants, and they swap places and she becomes a goose girl instead of a princess. And a goose girl is not a girl that turns into a goose. It is a girl that takes care of a goose, or geese, I guess. You probably don't need one person to take care of one goose. So I've started this. I've kind of dabbled. I'm not far in at all. I'm like 40 pages in so far. And it definitely feels fairy tale retelling. I think this is going to be a great follow-up to From Blood and Ash. It seems like it's going to be more mystical, kind of cozy. Our main character, Alira, she definitely is like timid. She's had a hard time. She's had a hard life. She's basically been rejected by her family. And now she's found out that she has to marry a prince that she's never met. She suspects he's not the nicest guy ever. I think what's going to happen is when she becomes the goose girl, she's actually going to love being the goose girl. Maybe she'll decide to stay a goose girl. We'll see as the story progresses. But so far, I love a fairy tale retelling. This is much more promising to me right now. There's some fun magical elements, like there's wind that she can hear. She can speak to the wind. I'm excited to get into this. I have it in audiobook format as well. I wanted to read the first 40 pages in the physical book. Sometimes I find that if I do 100% audiobook, I'm confused by the spelling of different characters' names and stuff, because you hear it one way and then you realize that's not what you were picturing at all for their name. So I decided to just start out in the paperback, and now I'm going to switch over to audiobook, get some chores done, and I'll update you later with my thoughts on Thorn. Dance with me, my darling. Let's see your knees. Okay, well, I'm officially DNFing Thorn. So this vlog has been somewhat tumultuous. I cannot continue with Thorn. I cannot continue. First of all, honestly, the main character, Alira, was getting annoying. She has no agency. She takes no responsibility for her circumstances. She's just annoying to me. I need her to do some stuff. Hello, buddy. My emotional support dog. I am a little bit emotional, you might be able to tell, because yes, Alira is annoying, but that is not the main reason I am DNFing. I am DNFing because something happened in the plot that personally I cannot forgive or continue now that this has happened. It's just a personal thing that I just can't keep reading. I'm going to say what the thing is, but it is a spoiler. So I'm going to give you a 10-second countdown to skip ahead if you don't want to know why I DNF'd Thorn halfway through. Okay, you got 10, 9, 1. They killed the horse. There's a magical talking horse. It's a beautiful white stallion that no one can tame situation. And he's her only friend, and he talks, and they just killed him. And it wasn't even in a good way. It wasn't like he sacrificed himself. No. Just like out of nowhere, the evil princess decides to kill him just to mess with Alira. I'm just done. I'm not reading it then. I grew up a horse girl, and I guess I will, at heart, always be a horse girl. And this horse girl cannot continue a book once they kill the magical talking horse. I'm going to just totally switch tracks, jump off of the August TBR train entirely, and read something from the fall TBR list. Something cozy, something where I can be pretty sure that the horse doesn't die. I will be back on here later tonight or tomorrow to let you know what fall book I'm going to read next instead. So next I'm going to read The Keeper of Enchanted Rooms by Charlie N. Holmberg. I have it behind me. I started the audiobook on my iPad while I was doing my journaling, and I also have the ebook on my Kindle. So I have a feeling this will be a quick read. This book is supposed to be cozy fall vibes, which is exactly what we need. It's about a guy, Merritt Fernsby, and he's estranged from his family, so he's very surprised when, out of the blue, he inherits a property, a big old home on an island in Rhode Island. And he's psyched because free house, hello. He's a struggling writer. He's not struggling. I think he's a published author. He's doing good, but it's not like he's a bajillionaire. So an inherited house is sweet. But when he gets there, he realizes that the house is enchanted and it will not let him leave. And then this woman, Hulda, she is sent by an official government organization, I guess, that is responsible for the keeping of these old magical homes. And I'm assuming that's where the romance brews. But I've barely started, so I can't say much yet. I just hope this is not another fail. We need a good book in this vlog. So I'm going to go ahead and get into that tonight. Okay, let's wrap things up. In terms of transitioning from summer to fall, this vlog was a huge success. When I started the vlog, it felt fully summer. It was early August, mid-August. It was August. It felt like summer, and I did not want to let summer go. But over the course of this vlog, honestly, it's been nice. I guess I am ready for fall. And I do feel like we've sort of come full circle because today, Starbucks released the pumpkin drinks. So pumpkin spice lattes are back on the menu, boys. Although I did get a pumpkin cream cold brew instead. But these are better than pumpkin spice lattes, in my opinion. So good. And really feels like it's heralding fall. It's still August, for the record. It is not fall. But I don't know, when Starbucks puts out that pumpkin spice latte, all bets are off. In terms of reading, however, it's been a bit hit or miss. First, From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I started out thinking this was pretty good, and then the last 20% of the book I absolutely hated. And the more I've sat with it, the more I've realized I don't like it. It's not a good book. I don't recommend it. I'm not going to continue the series. So many questionable choices in here. And for the record, Erin did point out to me that they're called the Descenders because they're opposite of the Ascenders. But she barely even explained what ascending is or does in the book. It's so poorly explained that it kind of didn't even register to me as a term. I maintain my opinion that they should have been called the Dissenters because the rebels, whatever. Moving on. Then I tried Thorn by Intisar Khanani. This had been on my TBR for a long time, but this was not good. This was not good. I DNF'd it. My second DNF of the year. Did not like it. Did not like the princess. Did not like what happened to the best character. I was 0 for 2 until finally the Keeper of Enchanted Rooms brought it home for me. Maybe that's what I needed all along, to just jump into the fall TBR and leave my August TBR on hold for now, because Keeper of Enchanted Rooms was so cute. I really liked it. Thank God. Kind of saved my reading week, because the last thing that I want is to be in a reading slump going into the best reading season, arguably, some people say. You know what I mean? It gave me such vintage vibes. It really felt old-timey, even though they also had like cool magical technology. I thought the world building was good. I felt transported. And the storyline itself was very predictable, but that's what you're going for with a cozy read, don't you think? I don't want it to be like shocking twists, you know? It can just be somewhat formulaic, but sweet. And that's exactly what it was. I thought the ending was nice. I was totally rooting for the romance, and I think it progressed very naturally, very sweetly. So overall, yeah, I think it's a 4-star read for me. And that's as good as it's going to get in this vlog. I will now be pivoting entirely to other fall reads, and we have a bunch of fall recommendation videos coming up for you. So you'll see all of our recs for cozy fall reads, romantic fall reads, mystery and thriller fall reads, spooky, witchy, even a vampire compilation is coming up, okay? In the meantime, if you enjoyed the vlog, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment letting me know what your recommended fall reads are or what you hope to read this fall, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for doing those things. We really, really appreciate it. And until our next video, see you soon.